Hello, everybody. It's me again. So I'm about to, for the first time in, I want to say close to 10 years, about to put diesel in to the truck at $4 a gallon, which really irks me because diesel shouldn't cost that much. The reason that semi-trucks use diesel is because when they were first putting the engines together, they were looking for something that there was no use for. They were throwing it away. Diesel is a byproduct, an overage of gas production. It's what's left over, part of what's left over after you make gas. Now, gas is here, it's 358, and diesel is 419. Diesel should not cost more than gas if you go purely on production. It should be maybe 1/3 the price of cost to produce. Now, granted, it takes time. It takes trucks to get it to where it needs to be, which ups the costs. And so, salaries have gone up since then. So it should still not be more than. What makes it more than is taxes. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but when you get diesel at a truck stop, whether it's on the gas side or the diesel side, it's going to be significantly more expensive than if you get diesel at a gas station that doesn't deal with trucks at all, that does not fuel trucks at all. Now, we can't get in there because of the way the pumps are set up. We can't maneuver it. Even if it's high enough, the pumps are so close that we can't maneuver without taking something out. Or else, trust me, my boss will be telling me to hit the gas station instead of the truck stop. But because of the damage that would happen there, it ended up being a significantly more cost per gallon of diesel than just getting it at the truck stop. Now, the taxes. There are several taxes on diesel fuel. First off, the federal government taxes it at a certain, I think it's 26 cents. I don't know. Last time I paid attention, it was 26 cents per gallon. Federal tax. Now, each state issues their own tax. Now, this also happens on gasoline, but nowhere near the rate of what it happens on diesel. So there is federal taxes and state taxes on diesel. Now, the way that it's been set up so that because if I'm going to be going, like yesterday I was driving in 3 separate states. And if I know what the taxes are on each state, then it makes sense to me to get fuel where the lower taxes are so that I'm paying less overall in taxes. Well, normally that would make sense, and I do that with sales tax, but I can't do that with fuel tax because we are required to track our mileage in each state. And then the company has to file a tax return in each state based on the miles that they've done versus the taxes they've paid in fuel. In most states, when that happens, they'll end up reimbursing the company any overages on taxes, but they also have to pay what they didn't pay at the pump. Similar to income tax, like you do on your income tax. If you paid too much, you get a check back. If you paid too little, you have to pay. But they're doing this on a 48 states, because really there's not a whole lot of driving truck in Hawaii outside of Hawaii, and same with Alaska. But then we've also got, if the trucks go out of the country into Canada, we've got a whole slew of taxes on that as well. But I'm not even going to go into that because I don't know that tax codes very well at all. Okay, so most states will reimburse the overage. The exception, as far as I know, unless it's changed, the only exception to that is Oregon. Oregon has insanely high fuel tax. California does too. But Oregon, when you file the mileage use taxes at the end of the year, won't reimburse any overages. So a lot of companies don't want you to fill up in Oregon because they'd rather just pay the taxes at the end of the year because they know they're not going to get reimbursed. Now, California, like I said, California has insanely high fuel taxes as well, but they will reimburse. Same with New York. Most of the high tax states will reimburse any overages. Now, most company drivers don't know this. This is at the company level for the the tax people, the HR people, the accounting people, the business people. But when they send loads over, a lot of companies will send you specific fueling locations, and part of the reason that they're doing that is, one, they've negotiated lower rates, so you're not paying what you see at the pump. And two, they need to spread the taxes out amongst all the trucks going into all the states to try and minimize that impact at the end of the year. So knowing this and being at a company where I'm not even going to go into that. Anyway, so back up, let's go ahead into the mileage taxes. Now we have to track our mileages in each state. Now before GPS, this meant you had to have a notebook or something to write your mileage down at each state line so that you could calculate the miles per state and fill out a separate form when you turned in your trip sheet. Now everybody's complaining about, the federal government is talking about taxing miles for your vehicle at the federal level. And that they're going to add 8 cents. They're also going to make it 8 cents per mile for trucks as well, or for everybody across the board. Now, I heard one person did the math, and if that's 8 cents per mile on a semi-truck, and a semi-truck does 100,000 miles a year, that's $800. First off, what? Who's only driving 100,000 miles a year? Second, I've already been tracking the miles anyway. It's not that big a deal. Now, without getting political on it, it's something that we've been doing for years. So either gas-using vehicles should as well, or we shouldn't have to. So, and if they, in my opinion, now I'm getting a little bit political, but in my opinion, if the money that was collected for these taxes, for these road use taxes, were actually used for roads, there wouldn't be an issue of shortages with road use taxes, and we wouldn't need to increase the taxes at all. But anyway, that's kind of my beef on why diesel costs as much as it is, and it shouldn't. I don't think it should. Anyway, so if you like what I'm doing, if you want more information, like, subscribe, comment, reach out to me, and I will talk with you later. Bye.